All right, here we go. This one's going to be a 357 SIG test. And today we have some Underwood ammo to try out. So for that one, we are using our 65 grain Extreme Defender. There's what that thing looks like. It does have your nickel plated brass and is rated 2100 feet per second. I doubt we're going to reach that today, but we'll see how close we get. So we'll be testing it out of our old school Sig P229. That one does have that 3.9 inch barrel. We'll be going through our gel. That is a 10% calibrated block. Do have our catch block behind that, so a total 22 inches of gel. Our 4 layers of cotton t-shirt on the front, and like always, we'll set up our chronograph so we can hopefully pick up those impact velocities. So let's set up and see how this round does. All right, we're stepping back to 15 feet. All right, let's see what we did on that one. All right, so it looks like our impact velocity on that one was 1971, so rated was 2100. So that's kind of expected. You know, we were using that really short barrel, but still pretty good to see so far. All right, so there is that entry. Looks like I got a really good hit, and this one kind of has that star pattern, or kind of like that Phillips head screwdriver look compared to just our normal circle that we get, but not too bad so far. Looks like a pretty good star pattern, so let's check it out from the top. Oh yeah, definitely not too bad. So it looks like it came in. And, you know, we're actually getting quite a bit of a disruption in that gel. There's some pretty nasty looking spiral cuts going through there, and man, check that out. Made it to the second block in quite a ways. Ton of penetration on that one. So let's see what kind of measurement we have here from the widest side. So we are right at 3 inches. So pretty, you know, standard and typical for a 357 SIG, but definitely not too bad. That is a pretty good stretch, but a ton of penetration. You hear this from the side. So it looks like it came in. Of course, it didn't open up, but it's already starting to do damage pretty much as soon as it gets in there. I know a lot of people, you know, some of their favorite rounds. I'm not a big fan of them. I'm kind of old school. I like just a normal hollow point, and they seem to do a little bit more damage too, just in my, you know, in all my testing that I've seen. But they are, you know, still pretty impressive. So let's see what kind of measurement we have here at our widest spot from the side. Looks like we're about 2 3/4, so a little bit less from the side than the top, but you know, pretty nasty tracking. Of course, that one carried all the way through that first block, and it doesn't look like it really started to settle down until maybe that last 2.5 inches into that second block. But man, check that out. It is facing forward, so that's good. And at our leading edge there, we are at 7 1/4 inches. So that made it 18 1/4 inches of total penetration. So definitely pretty impressive. So what we're actually going to do is put a second shot into it and, you know, see if it's consistent. So like I always do, I'm going to flip this block this way so we do have that clean track and we can see it good from here. So let's set up and see how that thing does. All right, we're stepping back to 15 feet. All right, let's see what we did on that one. So it looks like we do have a leaker. Haven't said that in a while, but looks like we might have made it into that first jug. All right, our impact velocity on that one was 1993, so definitely pretty consistent. I believe the last one was 1971. You know, so really good to see there. All right, so here's the entry for that one. Looks like I got another good hit, and it's kind of same pattern right there. You know, that kind of cross section for sure, or a cross pattern. And then there's a little bit of that cotton t-shirt, but definitely not too bad. So let's check it out from the top. Oh yeah, check that thing out. So kind of looks, you know, identical, pretty close. Like right there, they both have that same bubble, but you know, quite a bit of disruption for sure. That one didn't make it into our second one. It looks like it just came out probably an inch or two shy of where that last one did, and we actually you know, hit our jug back there and we did catch it, so definitely a good thing. So let's see what kind of measurement we have here from this top at our widest spot. Looks pretty much identical, right at that 3-inch mark, so not too bad. You know, at least we're seeing some consistency there, and that's definitely a good thing from this Underwood, because we all know how it's been lately. But here it is from the side. Hopefully you guys are seeing that. Came in and right away tearing this stuff up. Huge star, you know, spiral pattern going through. And then, like I said, we did make it into that second one, out of the second one into that first jug. So let's see what kind of measurement we have here from the side. And from the side, it looks exactly the same as the last one, 2 3/4 inches, so a little bit less from the side than the top. And hopefully you guys can see that where it did come out. Looks like it did drag a little bit of gel with it. So let's see at our leading edge on that one. We made it 5.5 inches, so 16.5 inches of gel. And then we did make it into this first one. It definitely looked like it was out of gas, and it is rolling around in there. So not enough to make it out, but still pretty good. So let's check these tracks one more time from the top. So the one on the right is the first shot, one on the left is the second shot. So here is that first shot. Came in, started tearing that gel up really good, and really nice pattern going through. You can see it did make it into the second one in quite a ways. And here is that second track, same thing. Came in, started getting quite a bit of disruption. Pretty consistent through the whole first block, into the second one, out of the second one, into our first jug. So not too bad. So let's pull these rounds and see what they look like. All right, check these things out. Looks like they both did really good. Glad we're actually able to catch these things. Of course, they weren't, you know, getting expansion. They are a solid copper round and not meant to expand, but you know, very good looking round for sure. So here is that first one. Nothing really to see here. You can see those huge deep flutes in that bullet. And these ones actually do have a hollow base. There is a little bit of gel in there. I believe these are the 65 grain. This is an old batch before they went to the 68. I will do our weights and everything here at the end, so there will be a picture of the weight, just so you guys can see that they are the 65s. But same thing with that one, man. Just came in, spinning real bad, getting those flutes all full of that gel and just tearing it up. Not like your typical hollow point, but still pretty impressive round. So I guess we can't, probably not gonna be able to do the bottom. Let's see. So one time from the bottom, you can see those do have that hollow base, nice deep flutes and that kind of cross Phillips head screwdriver look to it. And last time from the top. So like always, guys, we'll get our still shots, slow-mo, all that good stuff here at the end. But there we go. That one was that 357 Sig Underwood Xtreme Defender, and that was out of that Sig P229. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, so here's that cross section for that first shot. You can see we definitely have some nice wide splitting. It doesn't look like your normal hollow point stretching, but definitely still pretty good. Same on this side, pretty wide split. So we're peaking right at 3 inches, and we're averaging right at about 2 3/4. So definitely not too bad. So let's cut them open. All right, so here's after being cut. So this bottom is the right side, this top is the left. So I did cut a little bit longer section than I normally do, just because these rounds kind of did a little bit something different. Actually, let's see. So it's a little bit further. So the cavity starts at about 5.5 inches, which is right out here, 5.5 inches. And it actually gets a lot more, or a lot wider opening. So we'll check the first part out. So you can see as soon as it came in, you know, of course it's not expanding, but it's already starting to do damage. You can see those really wide splits and cuts going on. You know, and it goes for a long ways. But out here it actually opens up a little bit wider than it did at the very beginning, when normally our hollow points are right in this area. So definitely pretty interesting. There is some really nasty damage though. And same here on this top, came in, really started tearing this stuff up, and you can just see all that nasty cutting. nasty tearing all the way through that gel. But same thing over here, you know, super wide splits. But, you know, definitely a very impressive round. Not my cup of tea, but, you know, it still did the trick. So there was that first shot. All right, and here's that cross section for that second shot. So pretty much exactly the same on this one. You can see it came in, got some really nice wide splits. Same on this other half. I did remeasure both of these. They are peaking right at the 3-inch mark and averaging right at 2 3/4. I believe that's exactly the same as what that last one was. And those numbers were pretty consistent, so that's always good to see. So let's cut them open. All right, so here's after being cut. So this bottom is the right, this top is the left. So you can see pretty much the same exact thing happen to this one. There is a lot more towards the end than the beginning, but you can see pretty much as soon as it came in, it already started to kind of create all this damage going on. You can see some huge splitting. There is no cotton t-shirt in there. I wasn't really expecting it to drag any in, just the way the shape of that bullet is, but definitely pretty impressive the amount of damage, you know, for being a bullet that's not actually opening up. There are some huge splits. So same on this side. So it looks like probably the 1/2-inch mark is kind of where it's starting, and then you can see that huge you know, path kind of going through. And but same thing on this side, just really tore that stuff up. You can see right down in there just some super nasty damage, and it did carry it pretty much that whole first 11-inch block. We did get quite a bit of penetration, which was good to see too, but the thing was it probably created a longer cavity or bigger cavity than a hollow point did, you know, for longer, if that makes any sense. But we'll do one more quick angle so you guys can really see that nastiness in there. It's definitely impressive stuff for sure. But there we go, guys. That one was that 357 Sig 65 grain Extreme Defender, and that one was loaded by Underwood. Thanks again for watching, guys.